We have a bigger problem than what we thought. We have a bigger problem in the knife community, and I'm talking about with what's going on with JOEX and the situation behind JOEX. This isn't what we thought, folks. This is not what we thought. And before I get into that, I have to ask the question I always ask, and that is, what are you guys carrying? So let me know in the comments. But today, what I'm carrying in JOEX, this is for you. I got two blades. I got one, we have the cold steel Spartan. Check this out, check this blade out. I don't recall if JOEX ever reviewed this blade, I don't know, but what I do know is that this is a beefy blade and that cold steel supports JOEX. So I had to carry the Spartan today, so check that one out. And then number two, JOEX, I picked this one for the topic of the video, and that is Conquest. This is the 2023 Shedknives Conquest in Coyote Tan, and I picked Conquest because JOEX, we have some conquest to make a voyage out of. We have to get out there, and as a knife community, we stand with you. I stand with you, at least. If no one does, I will stand with you, JOEX, and we will conquer the task at hand. And the task at hand, this is what I started with. Folks, the bigger issue is, first off, it's each other really being in Austria, our fellow brothers and sisters. I talk about the knife community. I talk about our community as a whole. And for JOEX, his community is against him. Why are they against him? Well, he said it in his video he just posted a few hours ago. And that is, they think he's crazy. They think he's a psychopath. All right? Let's just say it how it is. He's too much of a man. He even said it. There's men who see a guy in all camo, gas mask on, going crazy with the knife, going crazy, stabbing cars, stabbing whatever, chopping stuff. They see him and they're like, oh no, who's this crazy guy? Isn't that sad? It's not even crazy, it's just sad, folks, that there are people in this world today, especially in Europe, which is supposedly a high functioning society, and these people are getting irritated over JOEX chopping, stabbing, and he's stabbing objects. Stabbing objects. There's no one around. There's no one there. It's just grass. It's just him, the knife, and the object with no one for miles, or at least for hundreds of yards. There's nobody but him. And for people to be so upset. So, oh no, JOEX, what are you doing? Unfortunate. Come on, guys. So that's the problem. And then we also have government. That's really the big problem. I thought this was knife companies, but he said it. And to clarify again, knife companies are not after JOEX. He doesn't have an issue with Essie. He doesn't have an issue with Bussy. I believe that's how you say it. Bussy. I think that's what it is. Essie, Bussy, Tops, the Cold Steel, Shedknives, doesn't have an issue with those people. They don't have an issue with him. And I just have to make that clear, because in my previous video, I was truly thinking that there were knife companies behind this, folks. And the reason for that, which I want to clarify, is I know how this industry works. I know how the elites work. I know how this stuff operates. Now, did I judge that the specific companies I mentioned, which I'm not going to mention again, but the specific companies I mentioned impacted JOEX through all these lawsuits, through all these problems, through all these whatever? No, they did not have anything to do with that. It was the people. It was the people, folks. It was the people around him. And then really the bigger issue is the government, the Austrian government. That's the issue. Now, do we know if this is at a federal level or a district level or just city? What level is it? I do not know, so I'm not going to make any assumptions. But what I do know, and JOEX said it, folks, we know that he's got to take a pause. He's got to take a pause. And it's to figure out what's going on with these issues. And it's really, to sum it up, I think it's so disappointing that there are people out there who get mad at somebody for breaking the knife. They get mad at somebody for how they break the knife. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, I want to put a clip in of JOEX talking about Shedknives, so have a look.
I had so many nice comments on YouTube videos from you guys, but Shedknives, he's an awesome dude. Jack Billings, I think his name. Fantastic. He wrote me an email, offered me to help in any way. Fantastic guy. hopefully I can test your blade someday, and well regulated, his YouTube channel. He did some videos about me, pretty nice guy. I think he also served in the army, so he is also a dangerous man, toxic man maybe.
That was amazing, that was amazing. I just want to clarify a few things. I am not in the military, I am not in the army. Good assumption though, because many of my videos I'm in military pants. The reason for that, both of my parents were in the military. Several of my uncles, aunts, they're in the military. My grandparents were in the military. Many people in my family served in, I believe, all branches except Space Force. Many of my family members have been in the military, so that's where the connection comes from. But I appreciate that. And am I a little crazy? Am I a little toxic at times? Yes, but for the right things, for the right reasons. Am I a dangerous man? For the right reasons, yes. Am I dangerous to society? No. No, I am not. JOEX is not dangerous to society. JOEX even talked about Scab, Choir Boys Outdoors. Is he dangerous to society? No. In my opinion, no. I believe Scab would even say the same thing. No, he's not dangerous to society. Now, could we all be dangerous if we want to? Of course. I believe many men, many strong-framed men especially, can be dangerous when needed. And that isn't a problem. What the problem is you have emotional men, not just emotional sad, not just emotional angry, but destructive emotional men in today's society who just need to take it out on people and take it out on things. Which really, folks, this is why we have such high robbery and theft rates. This is why murders are going up. This is why crime is going up. This is why just so many issues in a legal perspective are going up, because we have emotional men who cannot just contain their emotion or put it in a way that is safe, that is effective, and that protects those around them, whether that's their family, their friends, their society, their community. And I just want to touch on this one last time, folks, about being dangerous. Who JOEX mentioned in his video, he mentioned a few other names as well, but these people, I truly believe, they know when to be dangerous. They know when to protect. And same with JOEX, I think he sets a really good example, he sets a really good message in that. I can guarantee JOEX is not this crazy making a slice of toast or a bagel in the morning. He's not pulling out a cleaver and chopping his bagel and swearing and cussing up a storm. I mean, at least I assume that. That's my one thing I'll say in the video that I'm guessing at. But I'm trying to be reasonable. I think we can all assume he's not like that. But you know what? He's genuine. He says it how it is. Guys, if a knife breaks, we should be able to say a knife broke. Check this out. This is how it broke. I shot it with a shotgun. It broke. Big whoop. Did we expect it to survive? No. At least I typically don't expect knives to survive unless they're extremely thick. Then I may have a little more expectation. But guys, come on. Come on, what's the deal? And I'm not really talking to you, the viewer, because if you're watching this video right now, especially this far into it, you probably stand right there with JOEX just like I do. Just like Scab, Choir Boys Outdoors, I'll shout him out again. Just like the real knife community does. I'm going to assume you do, and if you don't, I'd like to know why. Not to start an argument, but genuinely to know why. Because guess what the knife community is about? The knife community, at least part of it, is about different perspectives, different opinions. That's what makes us so great. If everybody believed we should carry a fixed blade knife, we wouldn't have folders. If everybody believed we should have folders, we wouldn't have fixed blades. So you see, there's got to be a difference in opinion, a difference in perspective, and that's what makes the knife community, specifically the real knife community, great, my friends. And to sum this up, because I want you to leave with action. I want you to leave with something you can do, that you can bring into the world, not just watching me on your screen. You can bring something into the real world. And that, my friends, is being the change you want to see in the world. If you believe that we should be more open to different perspectives, You need to be more open to perspectives. I personally, Jack Billings, I believe that we, the knife community, we need to be more accepting of different ways to test knives, folks. Different opinions on blades. I think that's just fine. So that means I need to have that perspective. If someone destroys my knife, which I just want to show this off for a second. If someone thinks they can destroy my almost 1/4 inch thick 154 cm heat treated blade, they think they can break it in half. Guess what? Fine. Great. That's a different perspective. I disagree because I've tried it, but we need different perspectives, and I'm accepting of that. What I would say is, great. Tell me why. Show me how. That's what I'd say. I believe we need to be more accepting. Whether you like JOEX or not, doesn't matter. He's not harming anyone. He's hurting knives. Great. I hurt knives as well, and I make them. Okay? So be the change you want to see in the world, and I want you to leave this video with that. What change do you want to see in the world? I did a video on this just a few days before this whole JOEX situation came about, and what better timing? So what change do you want to see in the world? You can comment it if you want, but really what I would want to see is you actually go do something with that. Go be the change you want to see. Go support JOEX if you think we need to support him, which I do. So that's why I'm supporting him. That's why I'm doing these videos. So at this point, I believe I've covered it all. Thank you very much, JOEX. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate what you have done for the real knife community. I appreciate you just being open. That's really what it is. We're being open. We're being honest, transparent. If I have an issue that I'm going through, I'll try to be transparent as possible. For example, my shipping times were pushed out. So I stepped up to the plate and said, guess what? My shipping times are being pushed out. Here's why. JOEX is telling us why, what's going on. Anyways, folks, if you believe someone else should hear this message, go ahead and hit the share button and share with a like-minded individual or just someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to go check out JOEX's video if you have not watched that. I'll flag that up here so you can go check that out, and I'll put it in the description as well. If you like knives, like this 2023 Shed Knives Conquest, you can go to shedknives.com and check it out. I've got a few of the 2023 models, the last batch, still available, so you can go check that out. I've got a link in the description. Last thing, my friends, if you support the real knife community, if you support the real knife movement, that's the Shed Knives movement, I encourage you to hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, my name is Jack, I make knives, and I'll see you in the next one.